I am, as always, Mr. Grimreaper 512 with the one and only Dark Knight 987. As the Halloween season comes to a close next week, tonight, me and Dark Knight 987 pay tribute to the late Alfred Hitchcock as we review one of the most terrifying films. This is Alfred Hitchcock's horrifying masterpiece, the 1960 classic Psycho. This movie was directed by the late Alfred Hitchcock. It stars Anthony Perkins, Vera Miles, John Gavin, Martin Balsam, John McIntyre, and Janet Leigh. And as always, we're going to go through the plot. We will not be talking about the 1998 version because that movie sucked. But we will be talking about the original one. So, we are going to go through the plot like always. We're going to talk about the movie, and then we're going to give our thoughts on it. Now, I have to ask my good pal Knight, have you seen this movie?
I have, yes, I have.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Alright, so let's get into the plot, shall we?
Yes, yes,
During a lunchtime tryst in Phoenix, Arizona hotel, real estate secretary Marion Crane and her boyfriend Sam Loomis discuss how they cannot afford to get married because of Sam's debt. After lunch, Marion returns to work, where a client leaves $40,000 cash payment on a property. Marion's boss asks her to deposit the money in the bank and allows her to leave work early after she complains of a headache. Once home, she decides to steal the money and drive to Fairvale, California, where Sam lives. En route to Fairvale, Marion pulls over on the side of the road and falls asleep. She is awakened by a state patrol trooper. Suspicious about her skittish behavior, he follows her as she drives away. Hoping to lose him, Marion stops at a Bakersfield, California automobile dealership and trades in her Ford Mainland with its Arizona license plates for a Ford Custom 300 with California tags. The officer sees Marion at the car dealership and eyes her suspiciously as she abruptly drives away. During a heavy rainstorm, Marion stops for the night at the Bates Motel. The proprietor, the dangerous Norman Bates, invites her to share a light dinner after she checks in. She accepts his invitation, but overhears an argument between Norman and his mother about bringing a woman into their gothic home, which sits perched above the motel. Instead, they eat in the motel parlor, where he tells her about his life with his mother, who is mentally ill and forbids him to have an independent life. Moved by Norman's story, Marion decides to drive back to Phoenix in the morning to return the stolen money, which she hides in a folded newspaper on the nightstand. As she showers, a shadowy figure stabs her to death with a chef's knife. After seeing blood, Norman panics and runs to Marion's room, where he discovers her body. He cleans up the crime scene, putting Marion's corpse and her possessions, including, unbeknownst to him, the stolen money, into the trunk of her car and sinking it into the swamps near the hotel. A week later, Marion's sister, Lila, arrives in Fairvale and confronts Sam about Marion's whereabouts. Private investigator Milton Arbogast approaches them and confirms that Marion is wanted for stealing the $40,000. He sleuths local hotels and motels, and Norman's suspicious behavior and inconsistent answers arose his suspicions. After hearing that Marion met Norman's mother, he asks to speak to her, but Norman refuses to allow it. Arbogast updates Sam and Lila about his search for Marion and promises to phone again soon. He goes to the Bates Motel in search of Norman's mother. As he reaches the top of the stairs, he is murdered. When Lila and Sam do not hear from Arbogast, Sam visits the motel. He sees a figure in the house, who he assumes is Mrs. Bates, but she ignores his knocking. Lila and Sam go to the local deputy sheriff, who informs them that Mrs. Bates died in a murder-suicide 10 years ago. The sheriff concludes that Arbogast lied to Sam and Lila so he could pursue Marion and the money. Convinced that some ill has befallen Arbogast, Lila and Sam make their way to the motel. Norman carries his mother from her room and hides her in the fruit cellar against her will. At the motel, Sam distracts Norman by engaging in conversation while Lila cases the property and sneaks inside the house. After Sam grills him, Norman becomes agitated, knocks Sam out, and rushes to the house. Lila hides in the cellar where she finds Mrs. Bates in a chair. Lila turns her around and discovers she is a mummified corpse. Lila screams as Norman runs into the cellar, holding a knife and wearing his mother's clothes and a wig. Before Norman can attack Lila, Sam, having regained consciousness, subdues him. At the courthouse, a psychiatrist explains that Norman murdered Mrs. Bates and her lover 10 years ago out of jealousy. Unable to bear the guilt, he exhumed her corpse and began to treat it as if she were still alive. He recreated his mother in his own mind as an alternate personality, dressing in her clothes and talking to himself in her voice. This mother personality is jealous and possessive. Whenever Norman feels attracted to a woman, mother kills her. As mother, Norman killed 2 young girls before stabbing Marion and Arbogast to death. The psychiatrist says that the mother personality has taken permanent hold of Norman's mind. While Norman sits in a holding cell, mother's voice over protests that the murders were Norman's doing. Marion's car is pulled out of the swamp, thus ending the 1960 classic Psycho.
Yes.
Let's talk about this movie. Shall we?
Yes.
Norman Bates is the fucking most psychotic, miserable piece of shit you've ever seen in your entire life. For what he did. See, this is what I like. This is what I like about this movie. I've seen this movie a couple of times in my life, and the one part that still scares the hell out of me whenever I watch this movie, is the part when Lila, when you think that the mother is alive, but she's not. When you first see that fucking corpse in that chair, when you first see the corpse of the mother, it is horrifying.
It is.
And stuff like that. And it is the most scariest shit you've ever seen in your entire life. But also too, this movie is what this movie. I've seen this movie several times, and also, if you guys have ever watched any of the parodies that this movie is based, that is based from this particular movie, the shower scene, is usually the one that gets parodied.
Oh yeah.
I've seen that, and Looney Tunes have made fun of it. Simpsons have made fun of it.
Of course.
In the Treehouse of Horror episodes.
Yeah.
And just I think I want to say Family Guy did the same thing, but I'm not sure.
Sure. If you guys remember Rocco's Modern Life, the episode where Edgar and Rocco traveled to see Fraggle Rock, they stopped at a hotel. It looks, they paraded there too. It looks like the Bates Fraggle Hotel.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, what did you think? What did you think of the film Psycho, man?
Oh my gosh, dude, scary. I share the same thing as Grim said when she turned the corpse around, and dude, I remember that skeleton scared the hell out of me. Oh my god.
Yeah, if you guys were wondering why, Grim, why are you talking like that? Well, I was trying to do like a 1960s type,
Exactly. You're trying to, yeah.
Twilight Zone type voice, but just to see what you guys think about it. But whatever, you know. But anyway, the guy that plays Norman Bates.
Anthony Perkins, yes.
Yeah, Anthony Perkins. I think he's a good actor. He's a really good actor. He he knows how to take a personality. He knows how to fuck with you, how to fuck with your head, and thinks. And whenever you watch this movie, Norman is. When it gets down to it, he fucks with you. Like, he literally fucks with you. Like, it's just, like, you think that the mother is alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You think that the mother is actually talking to him, but it's not.
Oh, no.
She's not. Yeah, like I said about that part about the corpse. That shit was creepy.
Hell yeah.
And it still scares me. See, this movie is also another movie that got put in the Library of Congress, and not to mention the National Film Registry. This is like the 6th or 7th movie that we talked about for Rip from the Silverscreen. For season 2, that has been put in the National Film Registry and the Library of fucking Congress.
You believe that?
And does it, and you guys are probably asking, well, Grim Knight, does it deserve those accolades? Well, the answer is fucking yes.
Simple, yes.
The answer is yes. I give Psycho 10 out of 10.
I do too.
Yeah, I think Knight would agree too with that sentiment as well. But I think this movie deserves a lot of credit.
It does.
For paving the way for paving the way. Alfred Hitchcock was was a brilliant fucking director. The way he does his shots, you can't tell what is real and what's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I love about Alfred Hitchcock. And I think Hitchcock, besides this one, there's another movie that he did called The Birds, which is another creepy ass movie. And tomorrow, I just want to let y'all know, tomorrow we are going to talk about 10 me and Knight are going to make a list, and we're going to give you guys our top 10 most horrifying films in film history. And rest the fucking sure, there will be an Alfred Hitchcock movie in that list. Rest assured, there will be one in that list.
And I will be there in person to help with that. I'm not going to be on the phone. I'm actually going to be over there tomorrow, and we're going to go do that. But yeah, I want to say Psycho, classic horror. I loved it. Anthony Perkins did a great job as Norman Bates. He played that to a T. I mean, come on. And unfortunately, as you know, Anthony Perkins is no longer with us. He did pass away in September 12th, 1992.
Yeah, it's a shame that he passed away.
But yeah, he was a good actor. He did Norman Bates to a T. And like I said before, 10 out of 10. Me and Grim can agree. Psycho is where it's at. And deserves all that what we support us. But, Library in Congress, National Film Registry, hell yeah, it deserves that credit. Give credit where credit is due.
Okay, I want to ask a question. Well, what did you think of Marion Crane, dude?
Marion Crane, portrayed by Janet Leigh.
Yeah, because this is what I thought about her before we get into it. She was going. This is what I was thinking. She was looking for a good fuck. That's what she was looking for. You could tell. That's
Yeah.
what she stole $40,000, 40 grand, 40 grand, and she. But you come to find out. You come to find out later on. You come to find out later on that she starts to feel bad. She starts to feel bad, and she wants to. She's trying to make amends, but that goes sour when Norman, as his fucking mother, decides to kill her. Uh, you all know who it is. Come on now, you guys are probably gonna say Grim Knight. Was it really Norman? Yes, it was Norman dressed as his fucking mother. You idiot. But anyway, um, yeah, I thought Janet Leigh played really good. I played the character really good of Marion Crane. Um, there's this show. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it called The Bates Motel. It's kind of based. It's kind of based off this. I haven't seen. I haven't really seen. I've seen like bits and pieces of it. Like I've never seen the whole thing, but like they like I heard it was supposed to have been pretty good, but I've never seen it all that much. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff in this movie that I would say that is creepy as hell. The way he does everything, um, the way he does everything, Hitchcock is fantastic and stuff like that, and that's why, you got him right. It deserves to be in the Library of Congress, not to mention the National Film Registry.
Exactly.
This movie was nominated for 4 Academy Awards.
Yes.
And but yeah, I think that this movie deserves a lot of credit, and I give credit where credit is due, to Hitchcock, to the late Anthony Perkins, to Janet, to everyone who has worked on this movie. I give them a lot of credit and stuff like that. But let us know in the comments. Go ahead, man.
Honestly, yeah. Give credit to all the actors, the late Anthony Perkins, and Lee. She also passed away, but yeah, give credit where credit's due. So yeah.
But yeah, let us know in the comment section what y'all guys thought of Psycho. That's gonna be it for right now. Coming up next, I'm gonna give you guys another review. This time for the 1976 classic Carrie. So we're gonna talk about that here in a minute. But yeah, I'm Mr. Grimreaper 2 with Dark Knight 97. Don't forget also as well, tomorrow we got some other shit to do. We're gonna give you the our top 10 most horrifying films of all time. We are also gonna talk about Zombieland, Double Tap, give you guys our review for that. We are gonna do a rip from the Silverscreen episode tomorrow, which will be The Conjuring. He has not seen it, thank God. And I don't blame him for not seeing it. So yeah, that's gonna be all tomorrow. I'm gonna give you guys 3 reviews. This is the one I'm gonna do right now, and then I'm gonna give you guys 2 more, and then I'm gonna give you guys a reaction to a movie called Antlers. I've never seen it. I don't know what it is. It's like a Guillermo del Toro type movie, I think. But we'll see what happens. I'm as always Mr. Grimreaper 2 with the one and only Dark 997, and we'll see you all in the afterlife. Peace. Rest in peace, Mr. Hitchcock. Rest in peace.